I call, knowing he gon' answer. My God's a healer, got the cure for man's cancer. The devil's plans, oh yeah, they been canceled. I'm living my purpose, fulfilling my prophecy. It's no metaphors or soliloquies, just a testimony of all the things he's done for me. If Jesus be for me, ain't no man gon' stop me. Just give me the lights, don't pass or scroll. The Lord is my refuge, my body and soul. It's no fear, all faith, it's the life I show. On your mark, get set, I'm turned up for Jesus. I ain't got no worries, see this is my season. I say it's no fear, all faith, all faith. Sing this best with God's grace. I said it's no fear, all faith, all faith. Sing this best with God's grace. I said it's no fear, all faith, all faith. Sing this best with God's grace. I said it's no fear, all faith, all faith. Sing this best with God's grace.
As you know, life will get hard, and then you turn to God and ask Him for forgiveness unto even out the odds. Cause some situations you feel like you can't beat, but He just challenging you. Just give Him faith, He'll make way and investigate the folks that you call your friends. Cause some just here for seasons, you find that out in the end. Stumble across a couple roadblocks, had to knock down some barriers. Burdens on my back, feel like the load is getting heavier. But I won't start regardless of the struggle.
What's happening? It's Carlos Grown Man Porter with my co-host with the most,
Mario White.
Hey, in the field, keeping it real. Y'all already know what it is. Hey, it's the fourth Sunday. Y'all already know. It must be time for the Decent and the Order show. So it's 7 o'clock, right? And we do what we do each and every fourth Sunday, and that's giving nothing but the best independent gospel on this side of the planet. Thank you, Kush. We got Kush on the board. Hey, it's gonna be a lovely show. Today is April the 26th, 2020. I am Carlos Grown Man Porter. And look, we're going to start on a good note. The phone lines are now open. That's 470-251-4343 Live TV. Once again, 470-251-4343 Live TV. Hey, I didn't want to, I was going to wait till like the second hour to do this, but we're going to do this in the first hour. The first, hold on, no, wait a minute. We only taking the 13th caller. The 13th caller call tonight. We paying your phone bill next month.
13th caller.
The 13th caller tonight. We paying your phone bill. So, Kush, count the calls when they start calling in. Let me know we get the 13.
Lucky caller.
Hey, congratulations to the winner of last month, was Miss Angela Smith. We paid her phone bill, and we also treated Miss D Money. We treated Miss D Money to lunch, courtesy of the Decent and Order show. So, what you need to do is be the 13th caller tonight, and we're gonna pay your phone bill. But I'm putting stipulations on it, Mario.
What's the stipulation?
Look, man, people get out there and get them crazy, outrageous bills, man, and I'm not gonna be able to do that one. So if it's over $53, we're not doing it. I'm gonna tell you that now. If it's over $53, we're not doing it. But
I'll pay the other half.
You will?
I'll pay the other half.
Okay, well, we're gonna do it then.
Okay,
so the
we'll
13th caller tonight, 470-251-4343 is Live TV, the Decent and Order show, paying your bill, your phone bill for the month of May. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to do that. And we're opening the show with our scripture of the month, which is
Psalms 91.
Psalms 91:7. And I thought it was fitting for what's going on, right? It's going, I mean, what we're living in.
Very fitting.
So the verse reads as follows. 1,000 shall fall to thy side, and 10,000 shall fall on thy right hand, but it shall not come near thee. Amen.
Amen.
So y'all stay prayed up, man. I know this coronavirus is very serious. I get emotional because I lost a monarch in my family. Rest in peace to Reverend Minnie T. Robinson. She was a true woman of God, and she got caught up in this coronavirus. So we want to send blessings and prayers to the family to keep them covered, as well as all the other families that have been affected by this pandemic.
And what this scripture is saying is that God is a covenant God. And when you have a covenant with God, God has you covered. 1,000 will fall at your left
You
side,
heard it.
10,000 at your right side,
Yeah.
meaning that it won't come near you because God is a covenant God. If you put God first, you'll never be last.
Amen.
Amen.
Hey, so without further ado, what we're gonna do is drop the first single. Hey, let's play Pray and Push, Kush.
Pray and push. Very
Shout out to
appropriate.
Morris Selby. Shout out to everybody that rock with us, all the feature hot gospel artists that we play here on the Decent in Order show each and every fourth Sunday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Once again, I'm Carlos Grown Man Porter.
Mario White.
Hey, my co-host in the field keeping it real. Y'all already know. So look, go on and call us in. Tell us what going on with you for the coronavirus. If you've been affected, call in and talk to us, man. 470-251-4343 Live TV.
Decent and in order.
Yeah, that's the only way to be. Catch you on the other side.
Right.
Let go.
We gon' pray, we gon' push. Why my haters, they gon' look. See, we walking, how we talking, man, it's more than just a hook. You gotta pray and push. You gotta pray and push. You gotta pray and push. Pray and push. You gotta pray and push. Pray and push. You gotta pray and push. Pray and push. Pray and push. Pray and push. You gotta pray and push. Pray and push. Pray and push. Pray and push. Every day's a blessing when you wake up to see it. This air that I'm breathing, I promise, Lord, and I need it. I don't need a reason to lift up my hands and tell you, Lord, and I thank you. Let the church say amen. Proud of who I am and the lifestyle that I stand for. Stamp my name in the book of life with me and my kinfolk. Rolling on your love train, living through your first name like Jesus. I need you. My life would never be the same. Making me and molding me, teaching me and showing me. Fill me with your presence, Lord. Holy Spirit, lead me, feed me, guide me. When trouble comes, you hide me. When I'm facing situations, I know you right beside me. You gotta pray and push, pray and push, pray and push, pray and push. You gotta pray and push, pray and push, pray and push, pray and push. You gotta pray and push, pray and push, pray and push, pray and push. You gotta pray and push, pray and push, pray and push, pray and push. No boundary, grace and mercy, they found me back in 1989 when the devil tried to drown me. He knew you had a bigger plan, a vision for my life back then, and I couldn't see it. But guess what? You show right all day, all night. I know it's gonna be all right. I'm standing on your word, Lord, and trusting you with my life. Looking at your sunlight, beaming on my brown skin. Focus on eternity. My worship would never end. More than just my best friend, but more like my hero. And every chance that I get, I got to let the whole world know. Your angels, they protect me, lead and they watch me. When they see what I don't see, they look up and stop me. You gotta pray and push, pray and push, pray and push, pray and push. You gotta pray and push, pray and push, pray and push, pray and push. You gotta pray and push, pray and push, pray and push, pray and push. You gotta pray and push, pray and push, pray and push, pray and push. We gon' pray, we gon' push. Yeah, 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 pray and push. Yeah, 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 pray and push. Why my haters, they gon' look. See, we walking how we talking, man, it's more than just a hook. We gon' pray, we gon' push. We gon' pray, we gon' push. We gon' pray, we gon' push. Yeah, 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 pray and push. Pray and push.
24 hours. He is the truth, he is the way, he is the life. What more can I say? No matter what, he is on time, he is on top. He can't be stopped. He is my rock, 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 rock. He is my rock, 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 rock. He is the truth, he the way, he is the life. What more can I say? No matter what, he is on time, he is on top. He can't be stopped. He is my rock, 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 rock. He is my rock, 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 rock. On Christ the solid rock I stand, firmly standing. All of the ground is sinking sand, sinking sand. Yes, he is my cornerstone. Nowhere else to go, no, no. And he won't leave me alone. No, he won't leave me alone. He is the truth, he is the way, he is the life. What more can I say? No matter what, he is on time, he is on top. He can't be stopped. He is my rock, 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 rock. He is my rock, 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 rock. He is the truth, he is the way, he is the life. What more can I say? No matter what, he is on time, he is on top. He can't be stopped. He is my rock, 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 rock. He is my rock, 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 rock. He is my shoulder, my banner, and he keeps pouring out manna. You know that he's down for whatever, cause it says in every letter, never lay on your blessings, so I don't have to be stressing. I gotta put my hands up high, I'm praising him like it's my last time. He is the truth, he is the way, he is the life. What more can I say? No matter what, he is on time, he is on top. He can't be stopped. He is my rock, 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 rock. He is my rock, 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 rock. He is the truth, he is the way, he is the life. What more can I say? No matter what, he is on time, he is on top. He can't be stopped. He is my rock, 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 rock. He is my rock, 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 rock. No one can do me better like my Savior can. No one can do me like my Savior. He gave his life for me. He's the man. He's the man, yo, yeah. He the realest friend I got. He's the realest, yeah. He covers me round the clock. 24 hours. He is the truth, he is the way, he is the life. What more can I say? No matter what, he is on time, he is on top. He can't be stopped. He is my rock, 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 rock. He is my rock, 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 rock. He is the truth, he is the way, he is the life. What more can I say? No matter what, he is on time, he is on top. He can't be stopped. He is my rock, 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 rock. He is my rock, 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 rock.
All right, y'all already know what it is. Shout out to Valencia Brown down in Dayton County. Standing up for y'all already know what it is. He is my rock, Mario. I don't know about what he got for you. He been rock for me, man, for 2020.
Hey, man, he definitely been my rock.
For sure, for sure. But look, our first segment of the show, this is going to be, it's fitting for the time. Everything fitting for the time for the show anyway. So we have a professional counselor, a professional licensed counselor in the studio with us, Mr. Will Palmer. And he's with Right Track Therapists.
The great Will Palmer.
What happened? Oh, okay. Will Palmer. Welcome to Status Network. When my engineer get in there, he gonna give you the applause and all what you need. But welcome to Status Network.
Thank you for having me, sir.
We welcome you. And the first thing we'd like to ask is, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Well, I'm a native of Fort Pierce, Florida, which is down south near the Palm Beaches. I'm looking the wrong way, right?
We got you. No, you good.
Okay.
You good. Do what you're doing.
Okay.
You good.
I turn this off. Okay, what's on?
Who's on?
Hello? Testing, can you hear me?
We good? We good.
Okay.
You good.
I actually did my undergraduate work at Florida A&M University, graduate work at Palm Beach Atlantic University. I've worked in mental health now for almost 20 years, I guess. I've run the gamut. I've worked outpatient, inpatient, DJJ, the prison system, community settings, in-home counseling, in the school settings as well as the home settings. So I've pretty much run the gamut, working with youth and adults in the last 20 years.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
What are the different roles in mental health professional?
That's a good question, and that's a very confusing one for a lot of people. Technically, starting at the top, you have the psychiatrist. The psychiatrist is actually a medical doctor. He's or she is a physician who has gone to medical school and decided to specialize in psychiatry. And you also have psychologists who are doctorate level clinicians also. They normally have either a PhD or a PsyD, and they specialize more so in testing, where the psychiatrist is more into prescribing medications. And then you have the therapist, and this could get a little bit confusing because the therapist, when you meet different therapists, you'll see various designations behind their names, like LPC, which I'm an LPC, LMFT, which is a licensed marriage and family therapist, LCSW, which is a licensed clinical social worker, and those are the designations for the fully licensed therapists recognized in the state of Georgia. And in different states, you'll see different designations. What the most consistent that you're going to see those, the LCSW. And then sometimes you'll see LAPC, which is a licensed associate professional counselor, which means that they have satisfied the requirements regarding the examination, but they're still working on maybe some directed experience or some supervision stuff. So they're partially licensed, they're not fully licensed, as well as the LMSW, which is the partially licensed social worker status, and the associate marriage and family therapist also, you have those. So you'll see all these different designations, and then behind those designations you'll normally see all sorts of letters, and those letters normally are indicative of one who has gone to get some specializations and certifications in various areas of specialty, such as depression, anxiety, anger management, things like that.
I got another good question though.
Sure.
Very, very interesting. What made you want to be a counselor?
I come from a family that has always been very caring and very involved in helping people. My mom and dad, as a matter of fact, I'm working on a book right now about my dad. His life is very fascinating. He grew up hard, South Carolina. My mom grew up in Alabama, and but they've always helped people. So that's all I know is helping people. So I found myself going in that direction after a point. I actually went to undergrad as a pharmacy major. I was a pharmacy major at FAMU for, 3 years, I guess, when I decided that, pharmacy is not for me. I was kind of like following my brother's tracks. He's actually a physician down in Warner Robins now, but at the time he was in med school. So I found myself trying to find my place in the world, It's almost like, God, I know I'm supposed to do something, I just don't know what it is, and I kind of stumbled into it. I was working for the Urban League and working down in Palm Beach County, Florida, over in the Glades area, and the opportunity to go to grad school kind of fell upon me, and I just jumped in, and the rest is history. Yeah,
it's a good thing. Can I ask a question as far as how would one know that they need counseling or their loved one needs to seek mental counseling?
Well, the best way to determine that is to look at a couple things. The level of impairment in functioning, in terms of things that you normally do every day, going to work, going to school, taking care of the family. If you begin to have trouble fulfilling the requirements of those things, there could be something going on, and looking at the severity of the symptoms that might be presenting. So if a person is starting to act depressed and, kind of act in ways that are disturbing to you, that kind of indicates that that person is not being his or herself, that's a red flag to kind of look and say, well, maybe we need to talk with someone. Yeah.
And I think it's very important, because in the religious community, we tend to think that, you can just lay hands on everything and, just cast it out. So
right.
It is true that some people actually have mental issues that causes them to be mentally depressed.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. One of the big arguments in counseling, and a lot of people aren't aware of this, is that a lot of the major theorists are humanistic in their approach. So this whole spirituality concept is not readily accepted by the mental health community at large, in terms of those who have laid the foundation that we're building upon in terms of theoretical approaches to counseling. So it's important to know that there are some people who believe that, yes, spirituality could be playing a part in the issue. I actually went to a Christian-based school in Palm Beach Atlantic, which Palm Beach Atlantic is. However, what it does, having a background in spirituality, kind of gives you more to work with in terms of doing your assessments. Because when you're assessing a person, let's say they're hearing voices or seeing things that others can't hear or see. A person who is non-spiritual or don't believe in spirituality will automatically say that this person is having auditory and visual hallucinations, because that's all they can understand. But if you have a spiritual background and a person says, well, my grandmama came to visit me last night and she told me this, well, you realize that that may not be auditory or visual hallucination. That person may have had a spiritual visitation. So it helps you to kind of take that information and at least have it in the pot to rule it out. It may be a hallucination or it may not be, but it gives you that extra sense of awareness when you're dealing with people who believe what you believe. So that's why it's so important when choosing a counselor to ask questions about what your beliefs are.
Right.
And you have a right to ask those questions. But in terms of believing that everything has to be cast out, let's take it to the other extreme, because sometimes you can't cast it out. Sometimes you need some medication.
Right.
So you got to be able to differentiate between the two, and that comes by way of assessing and following the progress of the person in terms of the presenting symptoms.
Very important.
Yeah, very important. Absolutely.
I got one for you. I want to know what's the most common diagnosis for our community.
What you see quite often is depression. Depression and anxiety coupled. You see those quite a bit among the adults. Among our youth, you see a lot of anger issues, a lot of ADHD diagnosis, and you also see conduct disorder prevalent among the at-risk youth. But the other thing that you're starting to see a lot of now is THC use, marijuana use. Marijuana use, and it's running the gamut from the youth to the adults. I mean, marijuana use is amazing right now in terms of the number of people that's smoking. I mean, you'd be surprised. I mean, it's almost to the point now I don't ask who smoke, I ask who don't smoke.
Do you think marijuana can be beneficial in some cases?
Science says it can be in some cases, and it could be harmful, especially to the developing brain of a youth. It could have some benefits when it comes to certain diseases. I'm not a physician, so I don't really elaborate on that too much, but when it comes to the youth, it could be very dangerous, because one of the things that is very concerning is that marijuana is not grown and processed like it used to be back in the day.
That's true.
You know, back in the day we had a few different varieties, Sinsemilla and some of those others. You know, I heard about. I don't know. I just
You
heard
know
about
something
it.
about that, don't you?
But now, you know, you got all these varieties that especially popped up after they legalized it.
And a lot of people putting additives on it.
They're putting all this stuff in it, and I have worked with kids who have smoked and got a hold of something, and it caused some psychological effects, and they are now psychotic, have schizophrenic diagnosis, and probably will never ever be the same. So even when you're smoking, if you're rolling it yourself, you still don't know what it's been treated with. But if you're not rolling it, you definitely don't know what's in it. So it could be a very, very dangerous move. So it's something to think about.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we don't want y'all to go anywhere. We want you to stay with us because Mr. Will is not going anywhere. Kush, can you run us one of those feature hot gospel artists again? You watching the Decent in the Order show with me, Carlos Grown Man Porter.
Mario White.
Always in the field, keeping it real. Hey, when you see us, it must be the fourth Sunday. That's right, the Decent in the Order show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Decent and in order.
We'll catch you on the other side.
I live my life with my God and nobody else. Gotta thank God, 'cause with him I'm not by myself. Gotta go pray without him, it ain't nothing left. I'm cooking up in the booth, you can call me chef. Doing all that I can, just to be a better man. Thinking of a master plan, and I know that it's a fan. Jesus helped me through the storm, yeah, he been there through the weather. He helped me try to be better, forgot you know I do it ever. The rest of them rap with their hand bout. I move it solid, they in and out. RC on my shirt when I'm walking out. They claim that they real, but I'm looking out. Running for Christ and I'm slowing down. While my surroundings, they wanting now. BBA drip like a water fountain. I'm moving fast, yeah, I move like Sonic. Yeah, what you doing? I already done it. Ain't gon' never fold, just keep it 100. I wanted make some cash, so I had to run it. I live my life with my God and nobody else. Gotta thank God, 'cause with him I'm not by myself. Gotta go pray without him, it ain't nothing left. I'm cooking up in the booth, you can call me chef. Doing all that I can, just to be a better man. Thinking of a master plan, and I know that it's a fan. Jesus helped me through the storm, yeah, he been there through the weather. He helped me try to be better, forgot you know I do it ever. I'm on the move, let's get it. Check out my shoes, hop on the rocket. I'm going way up, where are my options? I pray. You gave me a call, pick it up. I should I answer it? Should I feed the needed? Yeah, let's feed it. Should I drop her some cash? Oh Lord, it's a test. I know it. And I'm on the back, every day I'ma serve. I'ma wear it with plates in his hands, like the guy with the cross on his back. He did it. I live it, I do it, I can. I live my life with my God and nobody else. Gotta thank God, 'cause with him I'm not by myself. Gotta go pray without him, it ain't nothing left. I'm cooking up in the booth, you can call me chef. Doing all that I can, just to be a better man. Thinking of a master plan, and I know that it's a fan. Jesus helped me through the storm, yeah, he been there through the weather. He helped me try to be better, forgot you know I do it ever.
We back. Hey, it's the Decent in the Order show. And I'm Carlos Grown Man Porter.
Mario White.
Always in the field, keeping it real. Hey, the phone lines are open. That's 470-251-4343 is Live TV. Remember, the 13th caller we paying their phone bill this month. All right? That's the least we could do, though, right?
Hey, man, decent and in order.
So when we went on break, we were still talking to Mr. Palmer, and he's telling us more about Right Track Therapists.
Yes, sir. Well, I actually have found it very necessary to look at the condition of our community and to see what I can do to make things better. And one of the things that is important for us to understand as it relates to mental health is the fact that behavior has a lot to do with our development from childhood. And so from 0 to 5, you look at the most crucial years of a child's development. And what that child experiences during those crucial years will greatly impact the way that child lives his life throughout. And what we're finding is that in our community, a lot of our children are being subjected to a lot of things that are causing trauma. And trauma, PTSD, is one of the most underdiagnosed disorders that we are receiving in the community. We'll most likely receive the conduct disorder diagnosis when actually there's an underlying trauma in that issue that you're seeing also. So that's why it's so important to get a second opinion sometimes, even when you're seeking therapists and psychiatrists and psychologists for services, because unfortunately sometimes some groups are stereotyped. You know, if a youth comes into a certain psychiatrist's office that work with a certain population and conduct disorder is something that he diagnoses frequently, he may lean more toward that diagnosis as opposed to someone who is going to, kind of take a deeper look at the situation and say, well, maybe there's something else going on. Not suggesting that they're not doing their jobs, but like any other thing, it's best to have another set of eyes when you talk about your life and your child, to say, well, let's get another opinion about that. Yeah. Okay. But so the family system is a big concern for me, because what has happened over the last several decades and beyond is that the father has pretty much disappeared from the home. And for boys, that's very, very important, because what happens is these boys grow up with this void, and what they need to get developmentally from 0 to 5, oftentimes they're not getting. And so as they mature, they have a sense of anger. In the younger boys, depression looks like anger, but it's really depression. And that anger evolves and results in other behaviors.
Stay there. Explain that.
Well, during child development, it's important for a child to have examples in which to see how they are to be.
But you said with the boys, it looks like anger, but it's depression. Explain that.
Go back.
I think people need to hear that. You said with the boys, it looks as if it's anger, but it's really depression.
Right. Well, they display it as anger a lot of times. They act out in school. They break things, throw things, and they're displaying anger. And oftentimes they do that because it's easier from a emotional standpoint to be angry than to be depressed. So that's why you will see that those symptoms of anger, but in actuality is depression. Just like when people are depressed, and sometimes we get cutters who would rather cut and get relief from cutting than to experience the pain of the depression, because that release is actually less painful than the feeling of depression. So in the case with the boys, it's easier emotion to manage. So they grow up angry, and you see these kids. I always say, and I've worked as a teacher also in the public school system. If you want to know what's wrong with the kid that's acting out in school, follow them home. It's not rocket science. It's really not, because normally, there are exceptions, but normally if a kid has ongoing issues with acting out in school, he's in a dysfunctional home environment. And not to say that mothers aren't doing the best they can, but some mothers are doing it all by themselves. Many mothers are. And with that boy, about not having that father figure there, not having that person there to reflect what he needs to be when he grows up, it's very tough for the boy and the mother.
I agree.
So it's one of those things where I really am pushing hard for men to return to their children, because even when I worked in the YDC at Eastman, I would do intake assessments for the boys coming into the system, which YDC is nothing but juvenile prison. As a matter of fact, the one at Eastman used to be a prison. So those boys are being processed in. When it gets down to the part of my assessment regarding the father, I start writing before they start talking, because I know what the answers are. And so most of those boys come in, man, and it's heartbreaking. I see kids come in there, they get their blanket, they get their clothes, they go to the dorm, and sometimes, the next day you see them, they got on old clothes, and, because the older boys have taken their stuff, they're sitting at the table, they won't eat, because the older boys say, that's my food, or whoever's running the compound, he may go days without eating unless staff, engages. But I'm getting off on a tangent, but seeing all those things are heartbreaking. If he's 16 and comes into the system and has already received prison time, I've actually watched them come in and take off their juvenile clothes and put on those adult clothes and adult chains, and watch the adults on the van bidding for them before they walk out the door. So it's real. I mean, it is real.
Yes, it is.
And I've also, at a prison where I work, met a guy who was at a YDC where I worked that said his prison time is actually easier than his YDC time was, because YDCs, especially, some of them are very violent. But these kids who are being born in these situations where their mom is having to live in certain communities, and in those communities, as a child, in order to survive as you grow up, you've got to join those who are going to help you survive, which we call gangs. And if you don't join, then you're going to get beat to death. So now you join the gang to try to stay safe. Now you got to do what the gang members tell you to do, because you're low ranking. Now, so you do what they tell you to do, you get locked up. You go to YDC. When you get to YDC, you low ranking. So you got to do what they say do. If they say throw feces on the officer, you got to be the one to throw feces on the officers and go to lockup. If they say assault that officer, in the case where an officer may get severely injured, and now you finna get some prison time behind it. Okay, when you get to prison, you low ranking, and now you got to do what they say, what your gang say in prison. So you get born into a trap, because mom wasn't in a position to let you grow up in a neighborhood where you'd have to make those kind of choices. So a lot of our kids are coming into the world in survival mode, from day one. And then we want to talk about the kids and put them down, say, why is he stealing? He just got a YDC yesterday. Yeah, but he got a YDC yesterday, but when he got home, there was no food in the fridge. I don't know about you, but I get hungry every day. That kid's hungry, he's going to do what it takes to eat. So there are a lot of things we blame the kids for, but it's not the kids' fault. It's parents' fault, it's community's fault, it's the church's fault, because we're sometimes more concerned about buying Bentleys and building mansions than helping people. So I'm trying to stay on track here, but that's a very passionate area for me, because I've seen so much working in conjunction with defects, seen reports of kids being so hungry that they scrape the residual out of ice cream cartons to just try to get some type of nutrients. So with all that being said, is of course they're going to have psychological issues, experiencing things like that. Domestic violence in the home, watching your mom get beat, not having your basic needs met, older boy feeling that responsibility of a father because he's the oldest, and so his little brothers and sisters are hungry.
Right.
He's got to try to feed them. So all that is very real, and it really puts us in a position where these kids that we see going through the system and these men that we see in prison, a lot of these guys were survivalists, man, from day one. They were just trying to survive. Yeah.
Since you've been a counselor, what has been the most rewarding thing for you?
The most rewarding is seeing someone get on the right track. You know, I can recall working at the YDC and actually seeing young men score high on the SAT and go off to college and do well. You know, those kind of things are very rewarding. Seeing people meet their goals. You know, as a therapist, our job is not to define others' goals, but to work with them on their goals. And when they meet their goals, like for instance, if a person smokes marijuana and they're fine with it, it's not my job to tell them to stop smoking marijuana if that's not one of their goals.
Right.
So helping them to meet their goals and to watch from week to week them actually progress and getting to where they want to be is very rewarding.
Beautiful.
What are the most critical counseling issues that you face in our community?
The most critical right now is trying to get ahead of providing remedial services for our people, because that's what happens when children are born into an environment where they're behind the 8 ball from day one. It's almost like we'll get kids coming to us for counseling, and after they've been broken, you know, and the expectation of fixing them is placed upon us. But so trying to get to the place where we have fewer broken kids to fix as youth and as adults. Another major issue that goes undetected in our community is the issue of child molestation. It's rampant, and you know, it's very dangerous. You know, when a young lady brings a guy into the home to live in the home with her and her children. Many times these dudes molest their children. So not only are this happening with the boyfriends and step parents, but it also happens with parents and with siblings. And it's not only having an issue. It's not only an issue of male perpetrators, but also female perpetrators. So trying to get a handle on that, teaching our children to identify things like good touch, bad touch, and then parents being more receptive, because believe it or not, depending on how much the lady like the man, if the girl come to her and say, "Mom, this dude is messing with me," she gets mad with the girl for coming to her.
Right.
So, you know, try to help even our parents understand that they need to be fixed. So normally, as it relates to youth counseling, most of the issue is not with the child, it's with the parents. They need help resolving their issues. And then as we get into adults, we need to help men understand that it's okay to receive counseling. That's another major issue. Men, we're getting better, because society we're amazing people. If enough rappers and enough actors and entertainers say it's okay, then we'll do it.
We'll do it. Yeah.
And even in the religious community, you know, for some reason they want to believe that if you have to have counseling, that means you don't have faith.
Right,
or,
exactly. Yeah, but even pastors now are coming to terms with the fact that it's very important to receive counseling. Because counseling is not necessarily a place where you go to have someone dictate to you what you need to do. As a matter of fact, there are two major styles with that. You have a directive therapist and non-directive. Directive says you need to do this, this, and this. That man's hitting you upside your head, you need to leave. And non-directive will say that man's hitting you upside your head, how's that working for you? You know, what are some of your options? You know, and because you want her to own her choices.
Yeah, what's going on.
Yeah, so if you tell her to leave, then you told her to leave. That wasn't necessarily her choice.
Right.
But I want her to see the need to leave. Now, I'm thinking the same thing that the other therapist is thinking, but I want to process that to the point where that becomes her decision. or vice versa. If the woman is beating the man upside the head, you know, it go both ways. So it's really important to realize that counseling is a place where you can just kind of go let it loose, man. You know, talk about whatever you need to talk about because it's confidential. People struggle with all kinds of things. Gender identity is the main struggle that we deal with sometimes. You know, people struggling with homosexuality. People struggling. Again, homosexuality is not going to be something that we need to fix. If you haven't identified it as something you need to be fixed, but now if you identify it as something that you want to fix, we can, move forward. Yeah, because it's not our job to pass judgment on your lifestyle. Your lifestyle is your choice.
You got to answer to God with that one.
True.
So, Mr. Will, can you let our viewers know where they can get in touch with you? Say they needed to call in or they need to get some therapy with you.
You can reach me at righttracktherapist@gmail.com. I am working on my website. It's not quite up yet. I'm reconstructing it. But righttracktherapist@gmail.com, as well as you can reach me at area code 404-603-0103, 404-603-0103. And I work with youth, adults, specialize with depression, anxiety, anger management. Those are the primary areas, as well as behavioral issues with youth. And but I also deal with other areas also.
Well, we appreciate you for coming in and spending time with us this month.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
And we would like to have you come in at least every 2 months to check in and let us know what's going on with you.
I would love to. That would be great.
No problem.
Yeah.
Welcome to the family.
Thank you, sir.
Doors always open around here, Mr. Will.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Hey, it's the Decent in the Order show with me, Carlos Grown Man Porter.
And Mario White.
Hey, the second hour starts in about 15 minutes. So until then, hey, Kush, drop us one of them feature high gospel artists like you always do, man. On the second half, we got Miss Delary. Hopefully we'll pull on up here and let her.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. I gotta get on the road.
Hey, man, appreciate you.
Quit staring, bro.
True be told, all I do is grind, 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 and I pray. All I do is grind, grind, grind all day. All I do is grind, I grind, I grind. All I do is pray, I pray all day. All I do is grind, 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 and I pray. All I do is grind, grind, grind all day. All I do is grind, I grind, I grind. All I do is pray, I pray all day. I got these dreads down my back, so they saying that I'm not a Christian. Posted up on the block and I ain't even quote scripture, but I'm cock and loaded, ready for the devil, so I can expose and giving my people a testimony. Look back and they see how I'm rolling, Jordan mounted up, I call it that baby Holy Ghost. Fire under my feet, so grab my hand so you can get a potion. Always high, hardly ever sober, driving around with Key J, declaring the word like I was giving away grocery. Blessed be the Lord that makes me rich and I no sorrow. I'm the head and not the tail, so I would never have to borrow. Get back to needy, no need to be greedy. I'm not speaking in tongue, this is just basically English. Understand where I'm coming from. It's better to give than receive. Now watch how them blessings increase. This 36 and 100 really doesn't matter to me. My prayers to be a blessing to any and everybody ever been connected to me. All I do is grind, 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 and I pray. All I do is grind, grind, grind all day. All I do is grind, I grind, I grind. All I do is pray, I pray all day. All I do is grind, 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 and I pray. All I do is grind, grind, grind all day. All I do is grind, I grind, I grind. All I do is pray, I pray all day. So fresh, so clean. Well, I'm chasing out this vision, standing up like Dr. King. Cause I still be dreaming. Daniel had a dream, that's how he knew that hell was coming. But he fasted and he prayed. Drove like nearly everything, and the drove him crazy. Jara had the same thing, but I remember he was the seed of Abraham. But wait, then Mary had a little lamb, and his fur was white as snow. And then he died for my sins, so I can have another place to go. Yup, thought so. 66 blocks, so I guess I'm riding dirty. Well, if it means I'm telling the truth, then it's all worth it. Wait, devil, I bind you up. In the name of Jesus, you can't curse me or hurt me. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I'm feeding these scriptures like they was ink communion crackers. Let this be your remember. So while you grinding, while you pray, we can't be stopped or denied. So he raining down his blessings like he popping champagne bottles. All we do is win. All I do is grind, 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 and I pray. All I do is grind, grind, grind all day. All I do is grind, I grind, I grind. All I do is pray, I pray all day. All I do is grind, 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 and I pray. All I do is grind, grind, grind all day. All I do is grind, I grind, I grind. All I do is pray, I pray all day.
They're right too.
Wanna talk to you. When last time we talked, I said that I would walk with you, but things have changed since then. Done slipped back into sin. Now I'm calling on my friend. You said you never leave me, no, 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 no. You said you never forsake me, yes you did now. I got you on the main line, ring, ring. John 3:16, got me calling on my King. Every time you call my name, I heard it. And every time I let you down, I felt it. If I can make it through the night, I know I'll be alright. 'Cause I know that can't nobody do me like you. Can't nobody do me like you. Can't nobody do me like you. Can't nobody do me like you, Lord. Can't nobody do me like you. Can't nobody do me like you, Lord. Can't nobody do me like you. Can't nobody do me like you, Lord. See, people are talking about me now. Say even you can't help me now. But you made a lame man walk. You made a blind man see. Won't you save a wretch like me? And I know I promised time and time again, but this time I think I'm ready to win. So I raise my hands up high, to my knees I fall, I surrender all.
show with me, Carlos Grown Man Porter.
And Mario White.
Always in the field, keeping it real. If you see us, that means it's the fourth Sunday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. You know what we doing.
And if you ain't watching, you must be a...
Hey, hater.
Oh.
You must be a hater if you ain't watching Status Network. Cause look, we broadcasting worldwide. We on Instagram, we on Facebook, we on Twitter, we on Roku, we on Amazon Fire TV, as well as Facebook Live and YouTube. So if you not watching us, you might be a hater.
That's right.
So look, it's the second hour. We still ain't found no winner, right? We trying to pay, man, how many folks don't want their phone bill paid? Huh? Yeah, the ringer's on. Ringer's on. Y'all must don't want this phone bill paid, man. I told y'all the first 13, look it up. We missed it. I guess we missed it. Remember, the number is 470-251-4343. The 13th caller, we paying your bill this month. The Decent in the Order Show, courtesy of the Decent in the Order Show. Shout out to Miss Angela Smith. Shout out to Miss D Money, where we treated them for lunch, and we paid the phone bill for the month of April, right? So this month, we doing the same thing. We blessing somebody. We're going to pay their phone bill. 13th caller, tonight, 470-251-4343, Live TV, the Decent in the Order Show, paying your phone bill, all right? So, Mario, what been going on, man?
Hey, man, staying prayed up, corona-free.
Hey, man.
You know that?
Hey, man, that's the only way to be in this time, man. Hey, man, it's serious out here. So I wanted to know, how was anybody else affected with this corona? And I brought in a past guest. My past guest this month to come in and tell us about the coronavirus and telling us how she's surviving the coronavirus is Ms. Della Reeves. Welcome to Status Network. Welcome to the Decent in the Order Show for the second time, Ms. Reeves. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Your mic on? You live?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so thank you for having me on the show.
No problem.
I'm one of the representatives. I represent the nurses out here.
Okay.
That's,
Front line? You on the front line?
Yeah. I'm working every day, dealing with patients. I have friends. A total of 4 people that 2 encounters, their bosses had the COVID-19. So they had to get sent home. And so with them being friends with me, it was hard. They would call me and ask me what to do. So then that's when the Christian in me and the spirituality had came out. And
you better see it.
That's what I do. I help people like a life coach. I just told them, you know, take certain vitamins. I told them make sure they drink a lot of water, take in a lot of fluids.
Stay hydrated.
And stay prayed up and keep their mind clear. More so because fear can, when you feed into that fear, it can make the situation worse.
Yeah, that's right.
Worse than what it is. And thank God the 2 that had, the bosses that had it, they came out clear after 14 days. They didn't have it or come in contact with it. So they're back at work right now.
That's a good thing.
But it's just scary. It's really scary out here. I take my precautions. I do my vitamins. I do my turmeric, elderberry, vitamin C, which has vitamin D in it, vitamin C and zinc, and magnesium. I do my magnesium. I drink water every day. And I just stay prayed up. And I wear my mask when I'm out and about. I make sure I sanitize my hands when I'm touching stuff. I don't do the gloves because gloves can actually contaminate more than help.
Cross-contamination, yeah.
So I do more sanitizing. I got my antibacterial wipes. So when I go grocery shopping or something, I got a phone call.
We got a phone call. Thank you for calling the Decent in the Order Show. This is Carlos Grown Man Porter. How can we help you?
What's up? I'm watching the show live.
What's happening?
I've been trying to call.
How you doing, Teresa? You all right?
Bryson's mommy.
I know who it is. I know who it is. Thank you for calling. How y'all doing?
We good.
Everything good?
At home quarantine.
Okay.
I just finished teaching a DUI class online.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you for calling. You got anything you want to shout somebody out?
Actually, the show was really good tonight. The counselor that was that was on. I was asking what year was he at Eastman YDC. That's what I was at. I sent a message online. But I'm not sure if you all saw it.
We haven't been. We should have been paying attention to the social media, but we really was into the conversation, so we missed it. We did.
Yeah, it was good though. I was about to come up there. I'm like, y'all ignoring me. Because I can't call in and watch the show.
At the same time,
I'm on my phone looking at it. So now I can't see what's going on. I can only, call.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Mario.
What's up, Miss Teresa? How you doing?
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah,
Okay.
the show is good.
Appreciate it.
We try to bring the best content. That's what we try to do.
How's Mr. Bryson?
He is good. He's in there just watching some kind of movie, I guess, on Netflix. Yeah.
Okay. Tell him we asked about him.
I sure will.
And thank you again.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, I'm putting your name down. You the first person that called in, so don't be surprised. You might be the only one that called in. I don't know.
Then you can't call. It took a long time. I called in, right?
Well,
I was on hold about 15 minutes. The lady kept telling me to press 1, and I was pressing it.
Well, we just found out that the phone was down, so we don't know how many phone calls we actually missed. But I looked over and seen that the volume was down, so I turned it up. So I apologize.
Okay.
So with that being said, we put your name in the pot already for the Decent in the Order show to pay your phone bill this month.
All right, that's what's up.
Appreciate you for calling.
Okay. Oh, I need one of them masks. For my dad.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Miss Tina Dupree. You find Miss Tina Dupree on Instagram. That's who did my custom mask for me. That's custom Decent in the Order. She puts your signature on there for it's a total of $15, but your signature will be in gold for whatever. But it's $15 for the mask.
All right, that's what's up.
Appreciate you.
All right, peace.
Peace. Once again, it's a Decent in the Order show, and we doing what we do. Spreading the love. So look, our mission, I forgot to talk about our mission scripture for the show itself, is Luke 1:37, for with God, nothing shall be impossible. Somebody gonna catch that on their way home, or they gonna get that on their way home. But the phone lines are still open. We're going up to the 13th caller. How about we just pick the 13th caller? How about we do that?
Either or.
I don't know. The phone lines are open, 470.
Continue, Delvin. We were listening to you.
Okay.
251-4343 Live TV. Thank you. Please.
Okay, so I told you guys about the 2 friends that I had that occurrence with the bosses having a COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And they're back at work. And then the other 2 friends that I have had it. And they actually made it through. But it was a rough time. And they did put it on Facebook and IG, the whole thing of them going through it, so that way people can understand it and go through with what they went through as far as having it.
The symptoms and all?
Yeah, and being in the hospital and everything.
Wow.
It's like when they put you in the hospital, you by yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody's there to support you or anything like that. So it's rough, and it takes a mental toll on you. This whole COVID-19 actually takes a toll on you. So I would tell everybody, just take your time. This is your time to know yourself, to rest, to meditate, to change what needs to be changed in your life, your eating habits, everything. It gives you time to think about life, so it's a mental change, so I hope this is over quickly.
Yeah, I pray that this is the last month that we're going through this. That's what I pray.
I had my breakdown in the beginning.
Yeah.
I was cussing everybody out. It wasn't, because it's not like me to do that.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, that's out of character. For you, that's out of character.
Out of character for me. My neighbors seen me, my kids, and everybody saw me, and they was looking like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Y'all not doing right," because it's a lot of non-believers, and then you got a lot of conspiracies out here. So because there's so many conspiracies, so many untruths, you don't know what to believe. And like me and another lady was discussing, it's not about what you believe. Take care of you. Whether it's true or not, take care of you. I'm going to protect myself whether it's true or not. I mean, I don't know.
I love myself that much.
COVID-19 does not have a smell. You can't see it. You can't touch it. You can't taste it. You don't know.
Yeah.
And because you don't know, it's in the unknowing. So it's like, okay, what do you believe? You believe it or you don't believe it? And a lot of people out here don't believe that it's real.
I believe it.
Yeah, and also a lot of people talk about COVID-19 more than they talk about God.
Exactly.
So if you keep giving that power, I mean, I'm not trying to negate that it's not real, but you have to exalt God because faith comes by hearing and hearing comes by the word of God. So you have to make God bigger than whatever you're dealing with. So if people don't have faith and they don't understand that, they're in a bad situation anyway, you know?
Because right now is where that faith has to kick in.
Right.
Big time.
Right.
Yeah.
No fear, all faith.
1,000 shall fall at your left and 10,000 at your right.
Hey, that's the
But
message
it
scripture.
won't come near you because God is a
God got
covenant
you
God.
covered. Yeah, amen.
And times like this is what validates the covenant. Okay? If you say you know God and you say that you're covered, God said that he would hide you in the secret place.
Secret place, yeah.
So with his people, he's going to put you on a frequency where nothing really can touch you because you're covered. You're under his wings. Now, people that are outside that covenant, that's something totally different, you know?
It's serious though. It is real. Like I said, we lost a monarch in our family, or my wife's family. In fact, she married us. So I felt some type of way. Somebody that actually gave me a chance when I first started doing gospel, or I went from secular to gospel, she accepted me with open arms, let me say. And so for God knows, probably like 5, 10, like 15 years, she's been supporting on whatever I did. Whatever I did, she supported me. She looked out. At one point, we were part of the United Methodist Church very strongly, and the actual church, we were trying to put together a program called Praise Explosion. Shout out to everybody that helped me put on Praise Explosion 2012, and the whole church was against it. They were giving me the runaround, and they had me. I didn't want to do this, but I'm telling you the truth. The truth was they were giving me the runaround, and my auntie was like, "Baby, if that's the gospel, you keep doing the gospel. If that's what it's gonna take to get your generation or the next generation, do it. But I'm not gonna let them have you run around in circles." They were like, "Oh, you gonna need insurance, like just to put this program on. I was gonna need more insurance than a little bit." And I'm like, "We're just having a regular program. It's just regular programming." But like, long story short, my auntie covered me as far as, no, we're not gonna let that happen. You gonna do it because this is what's supposed to be done. God is doing a new thing in this church, and you're supposed to be here to do it. So we're gonna do it. So like I said, I'm serious about people are taking this as a joke, but I've lost somebody very dear and special to me, and it's real. It gets real when you pull up to the cemetery and it's a sign out there saying no more than 10 people at the gravesite. So yeah, I want y'all to take this serious, man. Take it serious. You can take it however you want to, but if you go out here thinking that this thing is a joke or it's a game, you will be surprised. You will be surprised. So please take it serious. Distance yourself. Do whatever it takes, man, because we're losing too many people unnecessarily. You got something to say? I'm sorry.
Well, put God first, and you'll never be last.
Amen.
You know, take your precautionary measures. You know, do the things that you should do. Keep yourself clean. You know, stay prayed up. We'll be okay. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna come out stronger.
On the other side.
Yeah, wiser.
Yeah.
More powerful.
But look, y'all, the phone line's still open. You still got time to get your phone bill paid for the month of May. Bye. Me and Mario, the Decent in the Order Show, will be paying one bill. Don't get it twisted. We ain't paying but one bill. So the first person they call, or the 13th caller they call, we already got one in.
That devil.
We only got one call in so far, so I don't know, but I'm saying you might need to call in. I'm just saying. We are definitely, I'm telling you, we did this. We on month number 2 of doing this. We did this last month. Didn't tell nobody. We weren't trying to make no big deal over it. But since, I want to do the right thing, we paying it forward. So that's paying it forward. We pay the bill.
It's time. A lot of people lost their jobs.
Yes,
so right
yes,
now,
yes. We helping. There's some kind of
people
help.
need it.
Like, oh, there we go. Here we go. Hello, thank you for calling the Decent in the Order Show. This is Carlos Grown Man Porter.
Carlos, this is Teresa again. I was calling because you all were talking about COVID-19.
Yeah.
Last week, I actually volunteered and went and tested the homeless for COVID-19. So if there's anybody out there that needs to get tested, free testing, you can just walk up. You don't have to make an appointment or anything like that. So it's being hosted by Mercy Care. I think this week, let me tell you where it's going to be.
This
So
is
this
exclusive. We
week,
getting exclusive information right now.
Yeah. So the testing this week is going to be at Wolf Creek Amphitheater at 3025 Merck Road. So
Okay.
it's Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5:30.
Y'all heard that here first. This is exclusive right now. Free testing.
Yeah.
And how long does it take to get your results back?
Actually, I think it takes 48 hours for them to get the test back. It was interesting to me because they were testing the homeless people. And so I spoke with one of the guys that I tested, and he told me that was his fourth time getting tested because they gave away a $5 McDonald's gift card or something.
Okay.
So he was saying he find out where they are every time so he can just keep getting tested so he can get the gift card. But the interesting thing, because the director over Mercy Care was there, and he said, you know what? The interesting thing is he could leave here and be positive within 10 minutes.
Wow.
And he said, so it's no issue, the fact that he keeps getting tested,
Okay.
And so I just thought that would be good, because a lot of people don't know, because they're putting on the news that, I guess only health professionals can come in and get tested, and even with that, they have to have some kind of letter. But it's hosted by Mercy Care, so every week they do testing for the homeless. So, I mean, there's nothing that you have to show to say, that you're living at a shelter or anything like that. So we actually just I asked the people if they had shelter currently when they came up. I did ask them that. And some of them told me yes. Some of them told me they just heard about it. They weren't homeless. Some people told me they had just gotten out of prison, and they were at the food ministry and saw that we were across the street getting tested. So we actually had to shut down early because there wasn't enough people, who were trying to get tested. It was supposed to last until noon. At 11 o'clock, there was nobody else in line. So, and I was thinking, I don't even think anybody know about this. So, yeah, but you can contact Mercy Care at any time. They offer free testing, like I said, for the homeless population. But realistically, anybody can go there and get tested.
Well, y'all heard it here first. Y'all heard it here first on the Decent in the Order Show. If you want to get tested for COVID-19, please, where they supposed to go again?
At the amphitheater, and it's
Wolf Creek
the
Amphitheater.
address again, because
Okay.
I was going to volunteer next week, but I changed my mind because they said they had a lot of volunteers anyway. So it's going to be at Wolf Creek Amphitheater, 3025 Merck Road, Atlanta, Georgia, 30349. So that's where they're going to be doing the testing at.
Monday through Friday. Okay.
Yep. From 8:30 to 12.
All right.
That's what
Thank
they
you,
said
man.
on one of the shifts. And so they were actually doing the testing on Saturday would be from 8:30 to 12. And I'm sorry, Monday through Friday is from 9 to 5:30.
9 to 5:30. We thank you, Ms. Johnson.
All righty.
All right. Thank you.
All right, peace.
Peace. You heard it here first. The Decent in the Order Show. Y'all know it? Man.
That's some good information to know.
Yeah.
Because you do got people that's
No, people are they are charging. They had somebody
asymptomatic,
charge.
and they don't know that they, have it or not. A lot of people are. I think that COVID-19, the coronavirus, been around since November, and people didn't know it. A lot of people were sick around November and December, January, and they were going to the doctor, and they were getting told, "Oh, you got upper respiratory infection."
Go back home.
go back home.
Mm-hmm.
Not, you know, we don't know, you know, so.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good that they are doing free testing. But that information really needs to get out and around.
Well, that's what we here for. So if y'all got anybody else got any more information that needs to be put out, call us and let us know. 470-251-4343 Live TV. We still looking for somebody to pay, try to pay somebody the phone bill. I guess y'all don't need it. Y'all got it going on. Y'all don't need no phone bill paid. Yeah. Hey, Kush. One of them feature hot gospel artists. I want to hear some Carlo Grown Man Porter. You got some of that? Turn it up then. Let's go. Catch us on the next side. We in the second hour. Give me some kind of Carlo Grown Man Porter. I don't surprise me.
What's up, love?
Right now, take him to church. I'm breaking bread, drink communion wine. Right now, I got a God that is right on time. Right about now, I don't know what I do without you, Lord. Yeah. Right now, I'm gonna pray till the day I fall. Right about now, I know my daddy love me. My father love me. My heavenly Father love me. I can't do nothing but pray for y'all haters as long as my daddy love me. My heavenly Father love me. Right now, I can't do nothing but pray for y'all haters. I'm breaking bread, drink communion wine. Right now, I got a God that is right on time. Right about now, I don't know what I do without you, Lord. Yeah. Right now, I'm gonna pray till the day I fall. Right about now, right now, God's making a way out of no way, and right now, somebody's on their knees starting to pray right now. By Jesus' stripes, you are healed right now. If you have faith and believe right now, the Holy Spirit, you can achieve it right now. If you forgive, you can be forgiven right now. Jesus is still in the healing business right now. If you believe, you can be delivered. I'm breaking bread, drink communion wine. Right now, I got a God that is right on time. Right about now, I don't know what I do without you, Lord. Yeah. Right now, I'm gonna pray till the day I fall. Right about now, I know my daddy love me. My father love me. My heavenly Father love me. I can't do nothing but pray for y'all haters as long as my daddy love me. My heavenly Father love me. Right now, I can't do nothing but pray for y'all haters. Right now, we are one with Jesus Christ right now. God is opening doors, man can't close right now. Jesus is still sitting on the throne right now. The battle is not yours, it's the Lord's right now. They will fight against but won't prevail right now. The righteous shall eat the fruit of their doings right now. If you confess with your mouth Jesus is Lord right now, your arms are too short to box with the Lord. I'm breaking bread, drink communion wine. Right now, I got a God that is right on time. Right about now, I don't know what I do without you, Lord. Yeah. Right now, I'm gonna pray till the day I fall. Right about now, I know my daddy love me. My father love me. My heavenly Father love me. I can't do nothing but pray for y'all haters as long as my daddy love me. My heavenly Father love me. Right now, I can't do nothing but pray for y'all haters. Right now, say iron will be sharpening iron right now. God's giving stride of his pride right now. I am not ashamed of the gospel right now. The power of God is salvation right now. Everyone that do believe right now, I know that chains are being broken right now. Your eyes will be anointed right now. Behold the path of divine blessings. I'm breaking bread, drink communion wine. Right now, I got a God that is right on time. Right about now, I don't know what I do without you, Lord. Yeah. Right now, I'm gonna pray till the day I fall. Right about now, I know my daddy love me. My father love me. My heavenly Father love me. I can't do nothing but pray for y'all haters as long as my daddy love me. My heavenly Father love me. Right now, I can't do nothing but pray for y'all haters.
the Decent in the Order show with me, Carlos Grown Man Porter.
And Mario White.
He always in the field keeping it real. And if you ain't watching this show, then you must be a hater.
Miss Della Reeves.
She in the studio with us. We are practicing social distance. So watch this. Fly down. Me and Mario got social distance. And then, we are doing our thing. So we appreciate y'all for joining us this month. We brought in a good friend of the Decent in the Order show to tell us how she's been doing. And, you know, since she's on the front line and all, she could tell us firsthand of what's going on. And we still ain't found nobody. I guess we just going to have to pay Teresa phone bill this month. I don't know, man. That's twice.
Yeah.
All right, y'all don't want y'all phone bill paid. Don't worry about it. All right, don't worry. I get to keep that. I put that in my pocket then. I keep it in my pocket. But we were being nice, paying it forward. All right. 470-251-4343 is Live TV. 13th caller, we paying your phone bill, so it's on you how you want to do it. Ms. Della Reeves, anything else? You got anything?
Yes, I would like to shout out Shalane Wings. Her name is Sandy. She made this mask that I have on. I have about 10 masks that she done made, other than the ones that they donated to the hospital I work at. But her name on IG, you can look up Shalane Denim. Or Shalane Wings on her IG. Then also for the people that's frontline workers, it's a couple of things that's going on for us. They have the Krispy Kreme donuts on Mondays. You purchase a dozen, and then you get 12 free. And then McDonald's is doing lunch for frontline workers. You just tell them, hey, what you do, and you show your ID, and they give you something to eat and drink for free.
Look at that.
Yep.
You gotta pay for it, man. It's real out here. Folks taking it as a joke.
Everybody continue to stay prayed up. Don't be afraid. Continue to stay healthy, eat healthy, do your vitamins, drink your water, and, you know.
Continue practicing social distance.
There you go.
Till they say it's over. And it ain't over till God says it's over. So somebody need to hear that. The phone lines are open. We got less than, what time we cutting out tonight? Same time? The same time then. Okay. 10 minutes early, that's what I'm saying.
Nobody want to get their phone bill paid.
I'm just saying, I'm looking out for y'all. I'm looking out for y'all. You know what I'm talking about? It's whatever with me. I'm happy to be here, man. Y'all just don't know. Huh? That's what I'm saying. We're going to leave here and go straight to quarantine, right? Back to quarantine. So, look.
Know about that.
Oh, Lord, he ain't been quarantining.
You know what? It's the Decent in the Order show with me, Carlos Grown Man Porter.
And Mario the Great.
My co-host with the most. Always in the field, keeping it real. Y'all know him. So look, once again, the phone lines are open. 470-251-4343 is Live TV. And you know what we got to do? We got to tell them what time what date we come on next month. We come on May the 24th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only on Status Network. Only on Live TV.
Decent and in order.
All the time. All the time. Della, anything else you want to say?
We got the lovely Della Reeves in the studio.
You can't see my smile, but I'm just here. Smile every time.
Smiling. Kush. Come on, man. Give me one of these feature hot gospel artists, man. Shout out, Rock. What's happening?
Can I praise y'all for a minute? It was good to be alive, and you know he did it. Hands in the
No, that's faith. What's happening?
Seatbelts on, it's a crash course. Been an elevator, then land on. Fire down in my soul. I'm a big promo out in my bones. Come on. Tunnel vision, I color blind. Color two-tone, no sitting down. So the room only. Rebirthed all of my flow. Came back, put a boom on them like. So see, don't switch up the flow. Hey, I'm loving this covenant worship. So sick of these Romans. Hebrew is my way, and I don't follow it like a trend. Let's do it again. Keep going, stay holy, confirm it's a win. Assignment 09, discernment 10. Anything else is just dirt in the wind. I'm just kidding. No love, y'all said nobody can't get it. Salvation that is. Woke me from a deep sleep. Come and find me in my truth. Being a miracle's nightmare like I'm on Elm Street. Called up my brother J. Lunch. He said I'm with it too. Jacob's, he's dropping these shoes. Open up my eyes, I got a revelation. No apologies, looking back on what I'm facing. Gotta live in the light like he say do. Knowledge alone will produce no fruit. I speak up with joy like a psalm verse. Everybody sing along, put your praise up. It's light work, and if it seems too cold for you, y'all better bundle up. It's a thin line between love and hate, and that loud doctrine that sound good. What cause this family business turned up with me? That's understood. Boom church, that's all me. Yeah. Rebirth, that's all me. Shalom with me, that's called peace. I represent for my family. Rebirth, that's all me. Boom church, that's all me. Take time out to tell you about how my squad beat. So put your hands up. We don't hallelujah. Put your hands up. We don't hallelujah. Put your hands up. We don't hallelujah. Let me have to tell you twice, balance. We be love y'all with all my shit, J Lunch.
Almost did it to him, yeah, we bought that life. Don't trip, bro, when I say Christ. It's evident that ever did save my life. Rebirth on the earth, let me give my plight. Roughneck on my MC like Israel on the trail, but I shine that light. Light to the hood, light to the world. First class tickets on a J-Lux flight. That's right, put it down, no frills, make it chill, keep it real. We gon' take it to the end. On the whole, the rest of flow, get it kicking in the doors on our way out the world full of sin. Precept upon precept, be diligent, be vigilant. We don't lose, hallelujah. All my brews go boom on the blitz. And there it is, you can see just how we rock. My raps are cold of many colors, I just add another stripe. Represent, that's what I do. In New Orleans where I be, not scared to call it alcoholic, but I'm drunk off living free. What that mean? You can have to read your words, stop playing. Read y'all's words, heed these words, you can't be scared. It can save you from the grim reaper. The first might save, all though it's ether. The game can't breathe, it's a CPR. What's your life worth? Fate, hit him with the boom, and then rebirth. Hey,
boom church, that's all me. Hey. Rebirth, that's all me. Yeah. Shalom with me, that's called me. I represent for my family. Rebirth, that's all me. Boom church, that's all me. Take time out to tell you about how my squad be. So put your hands up, we don't lose. Hallelujah. Man, put your hands up, we don't lose. Hallelujah. Put your hands up, we don't lose. Hallelujah. Don't make me have to tell you twice, but at least we be love y'all with all my strength. Let's go. Boom church, rebirth. J-Lex with me. My family, I got it. Family, we got it. Family, we get it. We living on to that. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Woo. Yeah.
It's your boy Dub G. What's happening? Let's go. 3, 2. All over the world, from India to Libya to me, a challenge to continue to believe. So we give a shout out to our people overseas who realize the freedom's never free. Indeed, how many people are willing to take a loss, embracing the bitter taste of the cross just for the cause? Put on the armor, be willing to be a martyr with a unified cry like this is Sparta. Boy, that's the heart of the Father for all of his sons to go hard for the Father. It's art when we spark in the dark with a faith that will make it through times that get harder. Praying like Abba, Father, hallowed be thy name in spite of my pain. When it's all said and done, we know that we've won and not one of our tears was in vain. The crimson flow from his veins, hitting the canvas, every lash a brushstroke inundated with answers for the stages of cancer, for the rage and the ransom. Every page that he hands, a rock of ages, the anthem. So we don't let the fear deceive us, we just persevere as real believers. He promised that he'd seal and keep us, so we persevere as real believers, cause we gon' make it. He promised that he'd seal and keep us, so we persevere as real believers. He promised that he'd seal and keep us, so we persevere as real believers. We gon' make it. He promised that he'd seal and keep us, so we persevere as real believers. He promised that he'd seal and keep us, so we persevere as real believers. We gon' make it. Mama been working all week, no sleep, trying to make sure that we eat. We gon' make it. My cousin got a house full of kids, loving on them cause their daddy's doing big. We gon' make it. My son said, Daddy, I'm hurt, I can't tell if my prayers really work. I told him everything that he need will be added if he seek God and keep God first. We gon' make it. I barely even turn on the news cause they view so screwed. We'll all be confused if we choose what they choose, then we lose. So I cruise and peruse with the king of the Jews. We gon' make it. Came in this world butt naked, that's the poverty that all of us tasted. Probably some spots left vacant from the chance that we had, but we're too scared to take it. And this is my time, I won't waste it with hatred for people that I really just cannot relate with. Every breath that I breathe is so sacred. Every step is a step toward the dream I painted. Anxious to see their faces when they see that I cannot be shaken. This is God's creation, we are not forsaken. So we gon' make it, let's go. Anxious to see their faces when they see that we cannot be shaken. This is God's creation, we are not forsaken, so we gon' make it. Let's go. Anxious to see their faces when they see that we cannot be shaken. This is God's creation, we are not forsaken, so we gon' make it. Let's go. Should've been down for the count. Had a whole lot of reasons to doubt when it didn't work out. Enemy tried to shut up my mouth, but I'm still blazing trails like a scout, and I'm still gon' shout. Gotta let them see what it's about, even when I'm in the middle of a drought. This is when it really counts, when I barely got enough in the account. Will I give when the bills start to mount from the hill to the mount? Trust God for the clear route. Tell a hater later they can clear out. I don't care what they say, I'ma trust God anyway. Every day, all day, Yahweh, guaranteed that we make it. PMG fam, no faking. Down to the roots, no shaking. What can I say if I boast and I brag? It's not about me, but I know who's my dad. Why should I drag my face while they laugh? I'm out there bad, if I win, I'll be glad. Victory is mine, so throw up your flag. Oh, so bruh, I guess that you mad? Huh? Really? I see a lot of y'all looking silly, but to me it's black and white and free willy. We gon' make it. If it's mine, then it's mine for the taking. Declare that my people gon' make it. Let's go. If it's mine, then it's mine for the taking. Declare that my people gon' make it. If it's mine, then it's mine for the taking. Declare that my people gon' make it. Let's go. If it's mine, then it's mine for the taking. Declare that my people gon' make it. If it's mine, then it's mine for the taking. Declare that my people gon' make it. Let's go.
phone bill tonight. This month. Hey, it's a Decent in the Order show with Carlos Grown Man Porter.
And Mario the Great.
Hey, always in the field, keeping it real. This the Decent in the Order show. It must be the fourth Sunday of the month, because we live, right?
We live.
You already know. If you not watching Status Network, you might be a hater, too. I said it. But look, the number is 470-251-4343. We trying to pay somebody phone bill this month, so I guess they don't want it. That's all I can come up with. What you think? Cause they don't want it? I'm finna go outside and call back in. Is that gonna count? Will y'all accept that? I don't know. Anyway, the phone line's open. Next month we go live May the 24th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only on Status Network. Only on Live TV. Shout out once again to Miss Tina Dupree for hooking us up with the custom mask of the Decent in the Order show. You too can get one for $15. You can get one. I don't know about you. I really don't know about you. But anyway, thank y'all for watching us. Kush, we got 20 more minutes, man. Can you play us some music, some good music?
Some good music, Kush.
Nothing but the best feature hot gospel artists on this side of the planet. Hey, you want to tell them your Instagram and all that before we go?
My model Instagram is DeeDatGirl, DeeDatGirl. I put meditation and inspirational things on my page, as well as when I do shows, runways, as a muse, I put that on my page as well. You can follow me, DeeDatGirl.
Well, we thank you, DeeDatGirl, for being a part of the Decent in the Order show this month. We look forward to this coronavirus passing on over. We still got faith in God.
Fine intervention.
Hey, turn up. It's me, Carlo Grown Man Porter.
I've been down. I'm in the process of changing my life right now. Lord, I done been up. I've been down. Life's a roller coaster. I just gotta praise God. And I done been up. I've been down. I'm in the process of changing my life right now. Lord, I done been up. I've been down. Life's a roller coaster. I just gotta praise God. I've been called this. I done did that. I'm a child of God, and that's a proven fact. I done had a little fame. Now I'm in need of fortune. I was in search of love, but I just stopped looking. Forget the path I walk wasn't always straight. I just asked him, forgive me, and I pray for deliverance and believe in his faith. My God's good all the time. He's great. I done been up. I've been down. I'm in the process of changing my life right now. Lord, I done been up. I've been down. Life's a roller coaster. I just gotta praise God. And I done been up. I've been down. I'm in the process of changing my life right now. Lord, I done been up. I've been down. Life's a roller coaster. I just gotta praise God.
Fast women, fast cars, money and clothes. See, I had all this and all that I chose. Over the straight and narrow road. For the past 2 years, I've walked the rocky road. Had to repent and remember what I was told. For God so loved the world. Can you quote the rest? You can't have a testimony without the text. So holy hands I raise. Every day I pray. At the end of every prayer I say,
up. I've been down. I'm in the process of changing my life right now. Lord, I done been up. I've been down. Life's a roller coaster. I just gotta praise God. Man, I done been up. I've been down. I'm in the process of changing my life right now. Lord, I done been up. I've been down. Life's a roller coaster. I just gotta praise God. Now in my time of need, he's been a friend indeed. This little light of mine shine 24/7. Best to believe. He makes a way out of no way for me. Ain't no problem to him. Let's rejoice in the truth. Not to mention all the miracles that happen for you. Your trials and tribulations. Who's your salvation? Blessed be the man that trusts in God. His prayer continue being in my mouth. My Lord help me when I've been up. I've been down. I'm in the process of changing my life right now. Lord, I done been up. I've been down. Life's a roller coaster. I just gotta praise God. Man, I done been up. I've been down. I'm in the process of changing my life right now. Lord, I done been up. I've been down. Life's a roller coaster. I just gotta praise God.
fast women, fast cars, money and clothes. See, I had all this and all that I chose. Over the straight and narrow road. For the past 2 years, I've walked the rocky road. Had to repent and remember what I was told. For God so loved the world, can you quote the rest? You can't have a testimony without the text. So holy hands I raise. Every day I pray. At the end of every prayer I say,
I've been down. I'm in the process of changing my life right now. Lord, I done been up. I've been down. Life's a roller coaster. I just gotta praise God. Man, I done been up. I've been down. I'm in the process of changing my life right now. Lord, I done been up. I've been down.
All right, we back. We back. Hey, this probably be the last segment for the night, but we want to thank everybody that called in, everybody that's communicated with us through the comment section of the live video. We thank you. Once again, we go March the 24th. We go live from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And, hey, give me a drum roll. Can you give me a drum roll, quick? Oh, give me a little something. This is the drum roll leading into the bill we paying. We ain't gonna pay for one bill. Anyway, Miss Teresa Johnson, the Decent in Order Show will be paying your phone bill for this month. All right, congratulations. Thank you for calling in. Thank you.
Paid off.
The calling paid off. We thank you for calling. We're going to pay your phone bill next month. Courtesy of the Decent in Order Show. We look forward to hearing from you. You already got it. You know that. So, it is that time. We want to thank y'all again. Shout out to Miss Tina Dupree for the mask. You'll see us out here. We go live May the 24th. We don't know who's going to show up next month. We don't know. But we know God's going to make something happen. So, Della, thank you for being a part of the show. You know you're welcome. The doors of the Decent in Order Show is always open.
I want you to mention about the free testing again.
Oh, tell them about the free testing? Oh, yeah. From Monday, what is it? What she said? Monday through Friday, right? Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Please go to Wolf Creek. If you're looking to get tested for coronavirus for free, please go to Wolf Creek Amphitheater.
Very important.
It's free.
It is free. It's free. It's not. They're not charging. You know, some people been out there charging for this thing. They are not charging. Go to Wolf Creek Amphitheater Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and tell them that Decent in Order Show sent you because it's free. You know how we do it. So look, our time is run up. We thank everybody for watching. We look forward to y'all coming in next month. Don't forget to watch the playback. Tell somebody that the Decent in Order Show come on every fourth Sunday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, shout out to Christian Swag. Won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
It's the Decent in Order Show with Carlos Grown Man Porter.
And the legendary Mario White.
He always in the field keeping it real. You already know. We'll see y'all next month. Peace.
Won't he, won't he, won't he, won't he, won't he, what, won't he, won't he, won't he? If you got pain, see he's a pain taker. And if you lost your weight, then he's a way maker. If you need freedom, he's a prison taking savior. And if you bound in shackles, then he's a chain breaker. Say won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Say won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Said if you got pain, see he's a pain taker. And if you lost your weight, then he's the way maker. Let me introduce you to this man that I know. My light and dark places lead me everywhere I go. Just check his track record. See my God ain't never lost. And I ain't talking Tony Danza when I'm asking who's the boss. Christ came and he freed us from the wrath of sin. I crucified with Christ, so now I live again with Christ running things. So y'all do is win. No matter what you say, it's just me and him. Christ seen me seeking, so he scooped me up. Low down and dirty, so it cleaned me up. Never understood why he showed me his love, but